Joining me today in the studio, I have Tom Panos from News Limited. Tom, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Mandy.
It's our pleasure. So how important is media marketing when it comes to selling your property?
It's critical. You can't sell a secret. Simple as that.
Yeah,
you
I'm
can't
very
sell a
aware,
secret.
yeah.
So the whole thing is that, Mandy, this thing about selling a property, it's not about finding the first buyer that comes along to buy your property. It's about finding the best buyer. And finding the best buyer requires an agent to go through a process to make sure that everyone that potentially might be interested in that property finds out about it. Some of the buyers will come from the internet. Some of the buyers will see it on a signboard. Some of the buyers will see it at an agent's display. Some of the buyers may be on a database and find out about it. But the job of a really great agent in 2011 is to make sure that every possible buyer becomes aware of it, and then in the ideal scenario is to have one or two or three people compete on that property to get the highest price. We know that competition breaks records in the pool. We know that competition gets the best out of people, and in real estate, it's no different.
By driving it through the media factors, we're creating the competition we need to get the best possible outcome, which is the price for the vendor. Is that right?
Correct, and that's what it is. You know, the message that we preach, and I preach to your team today, and the message that I'd preach to vendors if I was speaking at a conference or seminar, is that to get a premium price, you need 4 factors going at the one time. And that is, you need great advertising. I mean, advertising works. You wouldn't have companies like McDonald's and Coca-Cola doing it so regularly if it didn't work. You need an agent that's a good negotiator, because this whole process of selling basically has a vendor that wants the most and a buyer that wants to pay the cheapest. So you need an agent that has the ability to communicate really well and be a strong negotiator. You need to find buyers that are emotionally connected. There's no point finding 3 or 4 bargain hunters. You want to find buyers that fall in love with the property, that have a reason that they really want it. And the last step to it is, in the ideal world, you want to have 1 or 2 or 3 people fighting over it, because that's how you'll get a premium price.
Should sellers be looking at other forms of advertising? You know, what's the best package that a seller can do to get their property out on the marketplace? Is it just paper, or is it just online? What's the best form here?
Everything. So, Mandy, I would say that what you want to do is have a real estate agent that understands the whole marketing solution to real estate. Your business is a good example of a business that uses a multi-pronged approach. You'll use internet, you'll use print. Surprisingly, they work very well hand in hand. Typically what happens is, someone's sitting on the couch, they're reading the Adelaide Advertiser, they see a property that they like, they think to themselves, I'd love to see the floor plan of that house. So they get off the sofa, they go into the study, onto the laptop or onto the desktop computer, and they look at the floor plan and they look at other images on the property, and before you know it, they send an email to the agent. So here we're seeing a correlation where offline media is driving online media. So there is a direct link between print and online.